Hey everybody, Jerrod Sessler here. I'm Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress in Washington's 4th District, and I'm making this video for the folks in Kittitas County, specifically Ellensburg. Some crazy things going on there that I recently found out about. One circumstance involves, by the way, I'm in Washington, D.C. right now. It is June 14th, President Trump's birthday, and more importantly, celebration of 250 years of our U.S. Army. Thank God for everything that happened back in the Revolutionary War, and you know, for our country to be able to make it to where we're at with this last 250 years is pretty amazing. But I wanted to make this video to support the people in Kittitas County, and I also want it to be a bit of a call to action for the people that aren't yet standing up and helping, being part of the solution. You've got a great opportunity to elect some amazing people in your county and in your cities, but it's not going to happen without you standing up and helping. So I'm going to talk about something that happened at a city council meeting to Pastor Daniel Lopez, who seems to be a great man. He prayed over me when I was there visiting with some folks last week, and just seems like a great guy, and should have, based on his stature and his history and his position in the community, he should have been shown a little more respect than what he was. I'll get more into that story quickly here, but I don't want to make a long video, but I am going to share a message that Pastor Daniel really wants the people of Kittitas County, and especially Ellensburg, to hear. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. I also want to say that I heard a story about 310 people's names being doxxed. These people stood up against the DEI hogwash being a part of the comprehensive plan for Ellensburg. That's actually against the law. Those folks in Ellensburg leadership are going to be held accountable if they continue to push that. I am actually in touch with civil rights attorney, and we're going to pursue some action in regards to the doxing of those 300 plus names, because I'm told that a judge gave an order for that to happen, and obviously it could have easily been avoided, even while still following the FOIA laws, because their names and addresses could have been redacted very easily, just as the leftists would do to protect their people. So I want to remind you that you're all paying for this. You know, you're taxpayers, and I love the Ellensburg Rodeo, and you've got some amazing food in Ellensburg. I live in Prosser, which is in Washington's 4th District, so it's just a little bit southeast of you, just past Yakima County, which Kittitas used to be a part of till about 143 years ago, I believe. And Kittitas was carved out of Yakima County and became their own county. That's also when Ellensburg was started as well. So it's time to stand up. You've had some great candidates for local offices. You've had some great candidates for congressional, for the 8th congressional district there, and it's time to support them. So you don't necessarily have to run for office, although I would strongly encourage you. I'm going to be endorsing some people for some positions this year, and more so, what you ought to be focused on is 2026 right now. I mean, we're past the filing date for 2025, but I've given some really simple instructions for how to structure yourself and how to be prepared for what's coming in 2026. Make sure that you can work hard to unify around good candidates and help train them and support them, and get rid of dirtbags who don't care about America and don't care about our rights, and are certainly not here to defend them. There's no part of anybody who wants to support DEI that understands even what the basic tenets of being American is. So join a local group. And the one thing I'll encourage you with, and I say this all the time, you know, I wasn't really involved in politics at all until about 5 years ago, and I sold my company. I saw what was going on in our country, and I just started getting involved. About close to 12 years ago now, I made a decision that I wanted to run for Congress someday. And so I started taking Hillsdale College classes. They're free, they're online, they're some of the best training available. right in our state of Washington, we have an organization called CSG, which is Center for Self-Governance, which has some amazing training, and I would strongly encourage that. Follow people like Dennis Prager and PragerU. They've also got some amazing training, and it'll help you understand civics. I do a lot of civics teaching all around the country, here in DC and back in our state, and so that's very important to me. But one of the biggest things I want to tell you is, just because you don't agree, or just because there's conflict, or just because you lose a vote, or things don't go your way, don't get upset. Just regroup, retool, go back and hit the next issue. We're not going to win every single race, but we also are not going to win if we don't stay unified. You know, the Civil War, a lot of people think that it was about slavery. It really wasn't. Most of the people in the country were against slavery from the beginning, but there was no way we could have maintained unity if it wasn't for unity and the union of the states actually being the primary issue. And so eventually we did overcome that. But guess what? The leftists fought against us, you know, since you know, the summer of 1865, when President Lincoln was assassinated. It wasn't for another 99 years really in America until we started to see the walls break in terms of racism and equal rights for people regardless of what their skin color is. So anyway, that's my calling for you. I want to talk a little bit, and then I'm going to actually paste in Pastor Daniel's message to this video so that you all can watch that. It's very important. This is very important to me. Pastor Daniel was not given respect within the city council meeting. He needed an interpreter, and they counted both his time and the interpreter's time. Normally in a situation like that, only the time of either the speaker or the interpreter would be included so that they can do the interpretation without taking up essentially double time to say the same thing. Obviously this guy is not you know, a threat. You can just tell they have the links to be able to extend that grace to him in that meeting. Other people offered their time, and the city council would not let it. I'll tell you, from what I can see, your city council in Ellensburg is totally lost, short of maybe one person who I believe is standing up and fighting for you. But the rest of those seats are vulnerable, and they need to be changed. They need to be filled with people who actually care about our country and care about our rights, our natural rights that are codified in our founding documents. And you got to stand strong with that. And I don't care if you don't live in city limits, you can still be involved in these elections. You can help recruit, you can encourage people to run, you can help support them financially, and you can door knock and make sure that every single conservative in the city gets out and votes, because I'll guarantee the leftists are pushing their people to get out and vote. The problem that you've got in Ellensburg is a structural problem, and that is that you're only an hour away from the edge of Issaquah, and you know, we know what kind of population exists over in the Seattle market in terms of politics. Why they move to, you know, these rural, beautiful areas and bring their politics with them is astounding. The reason they left those areas was because of the politics. So it just doesn't make sense. So, let's see. I'm going to pay to make this video available to every single person in Ellensburg. And that's kind of the retribution for the city council not showing respect to Pastor Daniel. So God bless you. From Washington, D.C. I'll be back in Washington State here in a couple days. And, you know, just keep fighting, and certainly reach out to me anytime. But I strongly encourage you to get involved in one of these local groups. Make sure that it's they've got good leadership, and they're focused on, you know, the right things and supporting our constitutional rights and our natural rights. And again, just a reminder, don't get mad. That this is the political process is here because we don't all get along all the time. And just because we don't all agree on the conservative side doesn't mean that you ought to get mad and pick your toys up and go home. Just stay there, stay calm, try not to get upset. My wife is all the time, she's asking me, like, how do you have people lying about you? How do you have people, you know, spending millions of dollars literally in these congressional races to spread lies about you? You have people in the community that are telling lies about you, people sending death threats to me, people attacking me in public, you know, verbally, people just, you know, doing all this stuff. And I'm, you know, my perspective is my vision and my mission is established, and what those people are doing on the sides does not affect my critical path. They get in the way of my critical path, and they're going to hear from me. But other than that, it's, you know what, I'm not gonna spend my time, you know, fighting with those people and trying to help them understand what to me is plain truth. We're not dealing with normal people here. The only way that you have a group of people that believe the things that the left believes right now is pure evil. This is a spiritual battle. There is no way on God's green earth that you could have a mass of people who think that someone who is born a man can somehow become a woman. That is God's choice, not ours. There's no way. Some of these things that people believe that somehow we're going to be safe by allowing illegal invaders to remain in our country. I'm all for legal immigration, and so are every single immigrant that's ever moved here and gone through that difficult process and worked their butt off. These people are not coming here for the American dream. They're coming here for freebies. And that's the difference between them and the people that came here 20, 30, 40 years ago. So don't waste your time with these people. Just beat them. That's what we have to do. We have to beat them, and we have to be in control. And Ellensburg, I mean, they lost their minds with water rights a decade or more ago. And it's only gotten worse since. So it's time to step up in Ellensburg. It's time to elect some good people that love our country and love our freedom. So God bless you, and here is Pastor Daniel with his very important message for all of us here in America. God bless you.
I had something prepared to say, but I'm kind of, I am really taken back right now. You're here in hopes to further DEI, and we just had a gentleman here that needed some equity and did not get it. I'm just blown away.
I wasn't planning on saying this, but as the last speaker remarked, I was just really taken aback that we have the chairwoman of the DEI Commission sitting on council, and you didn't allow extra time for someone who needed to have an interpreter to make his say known to this panel.
Nuestros valores en peligro. Este país tan bendecido por muchas décadas es un modelo de libertad y de respeto, porque ha tenido grandes valores desde su fundación. Pero hoy crece el número de ciudades donde las calles son un gran peligro para la sociedad. Hay muchas universidades, colegios, que en lugar de ser centros de educación para la vida, son propaganda de antivalores, manipulando la mente de los jóvenes. La política ahora tiene ciertas tendencias a defender minorías, y las minorías imponen nuevos modelos de vida que son en contra de la preferencia de las mayorías, y esto ya no es democracia. Si dejamos que se prostituya la moral, y la moral es el mayor tesoro que tenemos en la sociedad, estamos entonces caminando de seguro para que este país se convierta en vergüenza, donde se va a criminalizar el sentido común. Si no protegemos la vida desde la concepción hasta la muerte natural, seremos sembradores de destrucción. La familia es un muro de contención, es un refugio seguro en la sociedad cuando todo alrededor se derrumba, y es el lugar donde sentimos protección en el último de los casos. Y si no la protegemos, dejaremos de ser modelo de nación, como lo fuimos en décadas pasadas, y perderemos el respeto de las naciones que nos admiraban. Si no cuidamos los valores, la moral, la familia, seremos un país de odio, de miedo y de manipulación. Perderemos esa riqueza, esa gloria que por siglos hizo que este país alumbrara ante muchas naciones como una luz